Yes, people, how are we doing? We're back again with another stream. Super excited. Happy Tuesday to you all. And we are in the New York session, and I'm super excited to begin breaking down the market, my perspective of the market, and what I think price is going to do. In trading, there's never any guarantees, but we can have an idea, and then we have to just wait and see whether the idea really shows up in terms of producing what we want it to produce. But saying that, guys, super excited. It's 1:04 here in the UK, and I'm just breaking down price action. And again, my whole kind of movement when it comes to the market is develop a strong bias and then trade in accordance with your bias. So simple. So once I'm able to develop a bias, I will trade in that particular direction. Okay, so what I want to do real quickly is, starting from the top, we're going to do some top-down analysis, and I'm going to analyze I'm going to analyze the market, share some tips, and maybe there's something you can learn out of this as well, and then we'll just see where price goes from here. Alrighty, so first thing I want to do, start from the monthly time frame, is that you can see that price has been extremely bullish. Why? Because we're creating lows, but we're never going beneath the lows. All right, so the price is creating a higher low. So we create the first low over here, higher low. So we're breaking through the highs and we're not taking out the lows. So straight away I can tell you that the monthly is extremely bullish. Not just that, but also we have this FVG over here. Price has found support at this FVG. So price traded back into this area here, found support, and price since then has been extremely bullish. So for me, seeing this price action is helping me say that on the wider or on the broader time frame, on the larger time frame, we can see that price is bullish. All right, so we're bull on the higher time frame, on monthly. Okay, can we get that same reaction based on the same based on the signatures that the market leaves us? Can we get the same bias on the weekly? So we go to the weekly time frame, and the weekly looks super strong, guys. You can see we've retested the high of the previous week right there, boom, and we found support again at that low, at that point over here. So this low point here, which is the high of the previous week, we've used it as a support level to go higher. So straight away, guys, weekly bullish straight away. Okay, and so for me at the moment, it looks like we have the monthly as bullish and the weekly as bullish. So I'm just going to put here M bull, and I'm going to put here W bull. Again, this is all leading to whether I'm going to trade bullish or bearish. Now think about it. Price on most occasions is either going to go higher or lower, or on some occasions it might even stay and go kind of sideways. So I just need to decide, and I want to be trading when the market is going higher or lower in a particular trend, bullish or bearish. And so I'm here just to develop a bias on where I think price could be going. Okay, so we've got the monthly bullish, weekly, but let's try the 2-day now, the 2-day. So again, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the signature by the side of it. So this one, I've said retest of previous week high. So that's the signature that the market's leaving me with, right? On the bull, so on the monthly, let's just go back to the monthly. What was the monthly? More so I just feel like we got continuation here. So let's just say here, market structure, we're creating good market structure and continuation. You could, yeah, continuation. Price is closing above previous month aggressively, so we're going to put that there. Okay, so these are my signatures. I need to know what's the reason for why I'm calling this a bull market. Okay, now so this is the higher time frame perspective. On the 2-day now, let's go to the 2-day. 2-day, pretty much the same thing. The market's just really strong flow at the moment, going in one direction here. So I won't really stress too much about the 2-day. I think we can pretty much say the same thing as the monthly here. Let's go market structure again, plus continuation. Okay, the daily. So at the moment, all the higher time frames are hitting for me towards towards the upside. Now, what's fascinating about this is, again, you could argue the same thing on the daily. I would argue that we've got market structure that's pointing to the upside, plus we've closed, or we're trading aggressively above, oops, let's get that right, previous day high. Okay, so all right, so here's what I just want to stop right here. So at the moment, this all says to me bull, right? Previous day high has been taken, but we didn't sweep the liquidity. We didn't go, what we didn't do is we didn't trade above it and then quickly come back down again. We've traded above it and then continued, right? So that tells me that this is not a liquidity sweep, but it's a liquidity run. We've run right through it. So there's a potential, no guarantee, there's a potential that price could continue higher. Okay, so that's quite fascinating, that prices could. And again, you can also see structurally the daily time frame. We put in a low here. Well, then what do we do next day? Today we've put in another low that's higher than this low. So we're creating bullish structure, okay? And then we're breaking through the highs. So for me, that again indicates that potentially we may be bullish, all right? So if we go to the 4 hour, let's go to the 4 hour and see. So at the moment, in fact, let's just stop right here. On the higher time frame, we have a bullish bias. Now, what we need is the 4 hour and the 1 hour to just agree with that. And if we can get clear kind of agreement, then that will help us. So let's go to the 4 hour. Perfect. What do we see on the 4 hour? I love this, right? What I see is that the price is respecting this the last red candle before the market pushed up. That's my order block. So rather than price coming into this area and then dropping that way, no, what it's doing is it came into this area and it's pushed out the other way, which means it's showing it absolute respect. So we are respecting this particular zone. Again, that is a signature to suggest to me that price is bullish. Okay. So at the moment, my bias, guys, from the higher time frame to the middle time frame to 4 hour, is all telling me bullish, 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 bullish. So essentially, I'm setting myself up to say I don't want to take a bearish trade. I want to look for bullish setup. All right, very straightforward. Then we go to the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so now the 1 hour time frame is fascinating because the 1 hour time frame, rather than continuing that way and creating a gap, it seems to be turning around. So that changes things slightly. All right, now please understand what I would have wanted to see. I would have wanted to see another move that way, green candle, and then you leave me this gap over here. So the next candle comes in and then off we go. That's what I would have wanted to see, but we're not seeing that at the moment. We're seeing a potential turnaround from here. Price, rather than closing above this level, it's sweeping liquidity. All right, so now here's my question. The 1 hour has already demonstrated to me in the London session, let me just remove this just for a second, has already demonstrated to me in the London session that it respected this level here. So we've got order block respect. Today, later on today, it also respected this level here. We've respected order block. It would take, for me, price would have to break this structure to even get me thinking potentially we're going that way. Or we would have to maybe see an aggressive close this way and a retest. And in other words, basically price would have to put in a high here and then a high here. And if it rejects at this point, then there's a potential we could be going lower. right? If we get, again, closing in within previous day low, previous day high, that means we're coming back within the daily range. That would be one of the ways I go, okay, hold on a minute, maybe the bull run is over. But for now, guys, the bull run maintains itself. We still got 45 minutes of this candle. What I want to see is a nice continuation, close above this last high, close above it, and then we could pull back. Or even if you don't close above it, this zone is still available to be retested. So for me, on the 1 hour, we have enough on the 1 hour in terms of what's happened during the day to suggest, hey, we're still bullish. I still anticipate New York to continue higher. I anticipate that price, after dipping lower, will push higher and then continue higher. Now, if let's without rushing too much, let's put this on here then. So I'm going to say I'm going to remain bull due to London OB respect. Okay. However, higher time frame invalidation. Because let me just pull back, guys, because we have taken previous day high, which represents buy side liquidity, right? There is most definitely a possibility in trading that once buy side liquidity is taken, that price could reverse. We could see price come back down this way, but just because it comes back within the range does not mean we sell, right? What we'll need to see is, what we need to do is just be on guard. Because we've taken previous day high, there's a potential that price could pull back within the range. And once it does that, there may be a potential that price, let me give you a scenario that potentially could happen, right? Potentially, we could see price pull all the way back into this candle over here, this order block over here. And then we could see the reaction, something like this, only to reject at this level over here for us to see a full-on move back down the way. That could happen. So this is the reason why we just got to understand what's happening. With the fact that we've taken buy-side liquidity, we need to be cautious or anticipating potentially that price may turn around. What I would love to see, the easiest move would be, let's just carry on going, right? But we have to, once we've taken buy side liquidity, we need to have that anticipation. However, for now, there's nothing for me to do here at this moment in time. I just need to simply wait for price to show its hand to tell us where New York really wants to go. Right now, I'm looking at it as we've broken aggressively, and therefore it's going to take an aggressive move to really convince me that price is turning around. So I'm still looking for the bull move. And yeah, essentially I'm still looking for the bull move. And like I've given you the scenario for if I want to, if the market's turning around and if I believe the market's changing, it will come from maybe price creating a structure level here and then closing back within this level, giving me a strong engulfing, a strong close beneath this last green candle, and then price maybe retesting an area and rejecting. Then I could look for maybe a bearish move into this area here. Or you might just see price not create another structural level, and you could see price just completely drop into this red candle here, at which point I will be anticipating price to move higher because we've gone from this point to that point. But then I'll also be anticipating that this will be a good area to maybe, if we're going to get a move, it'll be from this level to this level, and then kind of hold, take partials or whatever, you know. So these are just scenarios that I've got in my mind. But for now, guys, I'm extremely bullish, and as long as price doesn't do all of those stuff, if we can get a gap between this level and here, then I'll be looking for a potential move. Or if price comes back down to here, I'll be looking for a potential move, and then we'll see. Or if we see price aggressively trade back here, and then we will be looking, if we get good structure level here, we'll be looking for a retest to potentially move lower. And if we are moving lower, guys, it will be into this zone over here. This will be a great area from here to trade for partials, or from here to here to trade for partials. Or if price goes higher, then we look from here to here. These are just it's not financial advice, just my predictions, my thought process on a bullish bias. So guys, I hope that helps. There's one thing I do want to kind of highlight is that I'm always personally looking for trades in the order block or the FVG. So I never take a trade outside of these areas. I will only take a trade from the order block or FVG. All right, so those are the two areas I'm always looking for a trade. And if we just go back even to yesterday, for example, yesterday I picked up a trade over here, right? This last red candle over here, picked up a trade right here. This last red candle, boom, price came in. I picked up the trade right here in this candle here, and then off we went. Okay, and then you can see here, this was on Friday, how price pulled up. Can you see I'm waiting in the FVG? So I picked up the trade from here, right here, and off we went. Okay, and you can see you could have jumped in the New York session again by picking up the trade from over here. I did pick up a trade over here as well. Again, someone goes, how do you know where to pick the trades up from? I'm always looking to only pick up trades in my order blocks or my FVGs, and you see this throughout the whole chart. The price is always reacting off an FVG or an order block. Right here, you see over here, price reacts beautifully off the FVG. The FVG is created by 1, 2, 3 candles, and where the wick of the first candle is not touching the wick of the last candle, it leaves an imbalance called an FVG, a fair value gap. I'm always looking for price to come into that area, and there in that area I'm looking to take my trades. Okay, and the same is true on any given day in a bearish market as well as a bullish market. Okay, so for now, what I'm hoping is that price will either create a move like this or pull back into a move like this, or we will see price maybe shoot up one more and create an order block here. Anything can happen, right? And then we can use that zone as a zone to go higher if we please. So it's all ifs and buts. There's no guarantees. We're just trying to create scenarios and be prepared for whatever scenario could happen. But again, this kind of shows you what we're looking for. So my bias, I'm a bull on GBPUSD today. I'm holding onto a bullish move, but I also want to just put in here higher time frame invalidation. At what point does my bias become officially invalid? I believe it's at the break of this structure. If we aggressively break beneath this low, right, I think that's it, and that would be the previous day low. The bullish bias is invalidated at the break of previous day low, as an aggressive break of previous day low. Okay, let's see other time frames. Okay, cool. Yeah, so there's a possibility, there is a huge possibility that today's trade, for me, if you didn't catch this 12, that there's a potential that the market could be moving this way. But that doesn't mean it's not a bullish market. We could just be retracing within a bullish market. All right, so it means the trade for today, for New York session, although we were bullish for London, New York could be this move down here into that level, and then we could just see a continuation that way as well. Okay, guys, I hope the stream has been a blessing. Yeah, leave me some feedback if you can, and yeah, all the best, and let's just keep winning. Blessings.